When I got invited to give this talk, I really didn't know what to talk about. It was kind of hard. I said, what is my biggest fear? I used to think my biggest fear was death. I thought my biggest fear was losing my parents or losing a loved one. Right now, my biggest fear today, which I'm not going to talk about, but I noticed that my biggest fear was being almost last to speak. Because when you're first, when you're number one, you don't know what they're going to say or how good they are at public speaking. So now 3 people came and spoke, so they did a great job. And well, here I am. I'd like to ask you for a favor. Please close your eyes for a couple of seconds, 5 seconds max, and think about that moment, one joyful moment when you were a child. Any moment, any age, just close your eyes and think of that. Get into that mindset. Now that you have that memory in your mind, wasn't it just awesome? Pure happiness, joyfulness, and most importantly, innocence. By the way, that's me in the picture. I was 1, I think, in my grandma's house. Innocence is the most beautiful thing a child can offer. As an adult, as you may understand, we're not innocent anymore. We've lived so many emotional experiences, so many good things, bad things, positive, negative in your life that you learn, and you program your mind to forget about what it feels like to being a child. Science says that a child's brain, and it's scientifically proven, a child's brain has the same capability to think as an adult. Decision-making, judging, feelings, anything that triggers an action has the same capability. The only difference is, you know what it is? As an adult, for example, me, almost 40 years of age, you live all these emotions, all these experiences. My dad died. My friend died. I started a business. I failed at a business. I don't have a college degree. People judging me. You're crazy. You're not going to be successful, John. You need a college degree. You need to do this. You need to do that. I started working when I was 15 years old. The difference between a child and an adult is a child doesn't worry about what other people are going to think. A child would be here jumping up and down and wouldn't be trembling like me right now. You probably don't notice it, but I'm dying here. A child doesn't care. They don't know what judgment is. When I was sitting right there for the past hour and a half, I was looking, I identified every face in the room so I can get into my comfort zone. That's what I was doing. I was nervous as hell. And I was looking at everybody to see what everyone is thinking and what everybody's doing. That is exhausting. Why does that have to happen? I was thinking about bailing out today and saying, you know what, I gotta go. I can't give a speech. I'm too scared. But that's because I forget that every one of us, in this case me, still has that child within, and we can still make it shine. One other thing a child has that many of us adults don't. We trust our instinct and we trust others. In this case, in this picture, I was trusting my mom. And I don't want to get too emotional right now. But we learn how to trust because we never perceive any negativity from somebody else until we live it like an adult. And a mom at 2 years of age, all she can offer is love. I don't care what social economic situation, status you're in, whether you're rich or poor, or you don't have any shoes, or you don't have any food on your table, whatever, a child always trusts their parents. Love. When you're an adult, you sometimes forget how to accept love, how to be loved. Sometimes you think you're all that. You're egocentric, you stand tall, you point your nose up, and you say, I don't need to be loved, I can do it all by myself. The reality is, when you go if you're successful during the day, you go to bed at night, you suddenly realize you need to be loved. You need somebody else. It's not true that you can only believe in yourself. You need support. You need love from others. So when you're a child, you learn how to love. Everything that surrounds you is love and protection, and you accept that you're a lovable being. Joyful. That's me in kindergarten. I used to have hair. A lot of hair. I was a joyful kid. I mean, everything made me happy. Everything that surrounded me. I mean, I used to just, I don't know, walk in the park, or my dad will let me build a pond, shovel to make a pond in my backyard. Anything would make me happy. And when you're an adult, you're always pursuing happiness. You're always thinking, what can make me happy? Go jogging, go surfing, traveling. But you never really find that true happiness. You're always just looking for it. Just like the Will Smith movie, Pursuit of Happiness. I love that movie. I don't believe in the pursuit of happiness. I believe we're already living it. Even if you're going through tough times, hard times, whatever, we already have happiness surrounding us. Just right now, this makes me happy, being on TEDx. I mean, it's awesome. If you look around when you leave today, look at parks, look at streets, you know, shopping malls, whatever. There's kids all around the place. They're happy beings. They're not judging. They're being authentic. As adults, we forget to be authentic. We want to please other people. We worry about what we're going to say, how we're going to look, how we're going to act, everything. And I'd like to ask you to stop that. Just stop it. It's not worth it. Almost 40 years of age. I've lived through a lot. I've been working for 25 years. I started working when I was 15. I've traveled the world. I mean, I've done a lot. I'm married. I have 2 daughters, 11-year-old and an 8-year-old. I know what it's like to be a kid. I know what a father and a mother expects from their children. We don't expect anything. We just want them to give them wings and fly. Graduation day, kindergarten. We don't have kindergarten graduation ceremonies anymore, I think. I felt accomplished by graduating from kindergarten. When I was 21, 22, the normal age when a person feels accomplished by graduating from college, everybody was graduating from college except me. I was working. And I was having fun, and I was partying, and I was all that. I tried to go to college twice. I moved to Boston. I lived in Boston for about 6 years. I went to Harvard, actually. I'm a dropout from Harvard. Out of those 6 years, it took me 6 years to get to 3 years of study, because I would come back to my business. I was already married with the kids. My dad died, so I was going back and forth. Once, for a semester, I was traveling from San Diego to Boston every week because I wanted to feel accomplished, that I was going to get a college degree. I wanted to please everybody. So I would go back and forth every week, leave Sunday nights, red-eye flight, get to Boston 6 a.m., 7 a.m., first class at 11 a.m., and come back on Tuesdays. It was crazy. Everybody thought I was nuts. I was exhausted. I was getting sick. I was unhealthy. Jet lag here, jet lag there. I wasn't getting any sleep. And everything, all that sacrifice I was doing, all that traveling was because a lot of people that mean a lot to me would say, you have to finish what you started, John. And that's true. But it's only true if you finish what you start because of you. Not because of any of you, not because of anybody else, because you want to finish it. Don't let surrounding voices, little voices, tell you what to do in life, what you guys are students, what you should study. If you should study or not, probably you just want to work your ass off. And that's fine, that's what I did. And here I am. Anybody can feel accomplished in anything they do just by waking up in the morning. That's me right there on Christmas Eve in an orphanage in Mexico, in Mexicali, Baja. That's me being a kid. That's me being a child. That's me being happy. I was playing with these kids, these orphans, and it just made me so overwhelmingly happy just to play with them. Football. You know, it's just incredible what you can do to others. And that's feeling accomplished. That's an accomplishment for me. You know, being able to spread the word, being able to participate in kids' play. I love playing with my children, with my daughters. I mean, I look like a kid myself, you know, throwing myself in the mud, playing ball. Yesterday, my rib is hurting right now. Yesterday, I was skateboarding with him, and I fell. And just because I wanted to save my coffee mug that I have in my hand, I fell and I hit my rib cage, and it was like, oh man, at 40 years old, that hurts. It's different. I used to be able to ollie and everything, but not anymore. So that picture is very important for me because it's a way of saying, you know what, it doesn't matter what age you are, you still have that child within. Just don't lose it. That's me going to school with my daughters in the morning. I take her to school. They go to Sacred Heart in Coronado. We always take selfies. We have a selfie stick, by the way. I forgot it. They wanted to be here today, but I thought it wasn't probably a good idea. But there they are. We're making faces. That's me when I'm with my daughters, when I'm not working. That's just me. I just go nuts. I feel I'm a kid again. They laugh at me. They're like, oh, Dad, don't make that face. I mean, it's beautiful just to be a child with them. That's me right now, a couple of months ago, Lake Cuyamaca. That picture symbolizes a lot of who I am and who I would like you guys to be, if God permits. Just the only thing I would ask before I finish up this speech is, at the beginning, I asked you to close your eyes and think of that child, that joyful child you were, or that experience you lived when you were younger, when you were a child. Every day, do the same thing. Don't try to please everyone. Please yourself, and first of all, love yourself, believe in yourself, and mostly be authentic and never lose the child within. Thank you.